Thank you, everybody. Let me get my phone off here. Oh, it's down far enough. It's probably okay.
Spencer calls me. He's like, well, he's gone. He's on his way soon.
Apparently, there's been a miscommunication on the time, and we'll roll through this as fast as we can. So let's go ahead. You guys ready to start?
You're on.
Okay, thank you. So looks like everybody's here. We have a quorum. So let's convene and Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I've got some things here, my statement, and that'll get us set up and ready to go here. And Dr. Swain, you don't have a president's.
Nope, not in a special meeting, yeah.
And I'm just going to cover a little bit about where we are in accreditation.
Okay.
If you want to jump in, so that if you
Okay,
have some
sure.
comments, go ahead and jump in.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot has happened since the last meeting on February 28th. As usual, we're all staying busy. The accreditation letter came on March 1. Just as a reminder, there are 5 areas in the letter they have been concerned about. How is the school running? That's okay. They're happy with that. How are the school's finances? They're happy with that. Policies needed to be updated. They're done, and they're happy with that. So lots is going on outside the meeting. Administration modernization, I added that in because I know that in talking to Dr. Swain and to Sarah, that a lot of work is going on in the background to modernize the school and the way it does business. And so that's good. So it isn't just the board and policies. They're also doing lots of good work, and that's great. Thank you. Okay, so a number of things like personnel policies are progressing. That's okay. Strategic plan is one thing that they mentioned in the accreditation letter. And as Dr. Swain pointed out, Sarah and the rest of the administration have been working on that for some time now. And the first phase of it, I think is the way I put it,
Yep,
will be
April.
out in April. So that shouldn't be an issue from an accreditation standpoint. So governance, some of the tasks mentioned in the letter have actually already been done. Creating basic documents such as goals for the president and board with the guidance of ACCT. This set of components or pieces of management processes for college management information is done except for one thing we have to approve today if we decide to approve it, plan for achieving board goals. And then that's it. So that whole topic is done. Making a list of things to resolve after that. Steve Kurtz, Dr. Kurtz, and President Swain and I will be meeting on Thursday to lay out a plan for all the further things we have to do because we need to have them all resolved by October. So the message here is we have already gotten a lot of things done. There's more in the pipeline that have already done that they haven't acknowledged yet because of the timing of when their site visit was and when they wrote. And then they've given us more time without an intervening site visit to go ahead and keep going.
Right.
Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to get all this done by October. That's what we'd like to do. Okay, so minutes is one of the things we're working on from a governance standpoint. I had a meeting with Susie, and that's looking good. And then I wanted to work some on the processes today. We're using Robert's Rules of Order as a guideline, but we need to use it more Robert's Rules of Order than we have been using. So we'll see how far we go. So in conclusion, a lot of NWCCU concerns have been resolved, and the rest are either underway or in the steps are required of being planned. It looks like we can resolve the work needing to be done before the next meeting in October if we stay focused on that. So that's good news. Okay, regarding processes, tonight we worked sometime in the last meeting on who has the floor and let me control who has the floor so we're not talking over each other. I think we need to do a little more work on that. Regarding the minutes, a number of changes have been made, so the challenge is to track them and complete our activities regarding those. Greg and I worked offline on that, and we've kind of come up, I took the ACCT advice on how to do proper minutes, this industry standard for education, and wrote those up on a list, and Greg has gone through and reworked those, and then Susie worked and I met Monday on that yesterday, and she's already done the February 28th ones, and they frankly look really good. So, good work. So we go from there.
Chair, question?
Go ahead.
Has the February 28th one's been emailed to us?
Yes.
Okay.
They aren't in the board book for consideration yet, but they have been, a draft has been sent out, at least to me. I didn't check, other people got it too? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, looking at those, they're pretty good, I think. That's just my opinion.
Read those right away.
And so, that's where we are on that. So, we're just using this meeting to cover the postponed issues from the last meeting.
Chair, if I could be recognized?
So-
So if you're finished, well, when you're finished, I was hoping.
Yeah, so what I'd like to say finally is, yes, I need to turn it over to Trustee McKenzie, who's been working on the minutes.
Mr.
And-
Chairman? Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
could I have the floor for a moment?
I requested first, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead, do you have a question?
Well, I just think it's important, it's 5:47 is when I logged the minutes starting. Is that, and I just have something I'd like to be read into the minutes.
Okay. Do you want to do that now, or shall we answer question of
He can, go ahead.
trustee?
I'd like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to move that we accept all the prior meeting minutes as they were originally submitted.
Is there a second on that?
I'll second that.
Discussion?
Are you aware that the meeting minutes, I'm pretty confident we can ask the lawyer, but they don't have executive session information, which is required by law, so that's literally, and
Well,
as I
that's-
understand it, an illegal. So let's ask our
What?
lawyer, or maybe he can take that for tasking in the heat of the moment and find us an answer for that. But on top of that, they're quite lacking, so that's my.
I'm a little, Chair,
Go ahead.
I'm a little confused by what trustee McKenzie's even talking about. Could you clarify what you're talking about, please?
Okay, Chair, if I, but before we get into discussion, we're kind of jumping again, before going to tab 1, tab 2, normally you kind of, the chair opens items.
Well,
You're kind of doing all.
I would suggest you just make a general statement, because we can then go to a vote.
Okay, I think it's tab 2. November 20th is one example. The call to order and verification of quorum doesn't have the executive session votes. We voted basically on 4 separate issues is what it looks like, and none of that is recorded in the minutes. So that's one.
Mr. Chairman?
I can go further in that example.
Let's let him go ahead and finish here.
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity. Also, in that same day, on page 6, in the red line minutes, remarks for the good of the order was inaccurate, and I take offense at how it was written, with innocent offense, but like, I strongly disagree, because I'm not in the military, and I do not wish to be portrayed that way. That's stolen valor. That's what I was trying to get at, which is an innocent mistake for whoever was writing it. I don't mean to be projecting on that, but I really wanted that corrected. December 13th, we had kind of have rules that we're formulating for the minutes. Those were basically not complying with those rules in a lot of like story points instead of just factual as the minutes are supposed to be. Also, it doesn't have the appended resolution in those meeting minutes. Tab 4. December 20th, the executive session votes were not recorded. And I feel like important information was left out on 3. And also, there was actually motions that were inaccurate on page 4 in the red line version on tab 4 we're talking about, where they actually they talked about the motion passing was not the motion that was proposed, and the order of it, if you read that consent agenda paragraph, it's quite different than what it was.
Okay, so I think you've made your point. I've spent extensive time in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, going through the minutes, and I've found, as originally written, that they have a number of issues with them, and they also don't meet the ACCT approach.
Mr. Chairman?
So,
Yes, go
Chair,
ahead.
can I be,
Okay,
Chairman.
as you pointed out earlier, since our last meeting, we have received a letter and a plan from the commission. And in that plan, it states that NIC must develop teach-out agreements with other institutions for all its academic programs. This is the final straw. This is it. This is either where we turn over governance to another entity or we shut down the school. So I appreciate your optimism in what you pointed out earlier in your comments, but I think that the situation is a lot more dire than it actually is being presented. And I think that spending our time here this evening going over these minutes and all its triviality and pettiness is not going to do the college one bit of good. And I think the best interest of the college is what we should have in mind here. And so, you know, I stand by my motion to accept all the prior minutes as submitted. And one other thing I'd like to point out is when these minutes are recorded, whether they're amended or not, they do not become a legal document. Okay? And I want that stated in the minutes. Okay?
Okay. So, any further discussion?
Not right now.
Okay. Call for the vote. Unless you,
I just want to reference 74-2061, where it explicitly calls out that the executive session votes should be in. So it's a pretty simple thing, is if you're literally voting for something that is inadequate and possibly illegal, and if you're just in, I don't understand why we're teasing another lawsuit headed our way. This board has bent over backwards for the past year to try and avoid lawsuits, so.
okay. Any further discussion? Vote?
Mr. Chairman, can we have a roll call vote?
Yes, we can have a roll call vote.
Chair, before we go to a vote, I have something else.
Go ahead. Trustee.
Trustee McKenzie, are you, between what you've said and what Trustee Corkle has said, what you're saying is that some of the meeting minutes with these proposed changes had omitted what happened or transpired voting-wise regarding executive session. So that's why you are opposing what Trustee Corkle is recommending. So if you were able to say, we want the meeting minutes to be published and approved as is, except in those circumstances where the executive session portion was omitted, I would agree to that. Would you agree to that?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, and that's what we're trying to do here, is go minute by minutes. So let's just go minutes by minutes and have that
Right.
specific discussion of what you agree and disagree on, is what we tried to do.
Okay, so roll call vote. Trustee Corkill.
Yes.
Trustee,
Yes.
okay.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, no, nay, sorry. I do not approve the meeting minutes, as in we need to go through them. Forgive me.
Trustee Banducci.
Nay.
And the chair votes nay, because there are just too many things that need to be changed.
Chair, can I read something in the minutes?
Go ahead.
Okay, I think it's important that the minutes show that 4 trustees have been here for 47 minutes from the start of the original meeting time, but a quorum could not be established until Chair Wagner arrived, even though the chair requested the meeting start in his absence as he was headed to the meeting. So please include those at the start of the meeting minutes, because people will be wondering why we started at 5:45 for a 5 o'clock meeting. Thank you, Chair. If I may, motion to approve tab 1, make a motion to approve tab 1 as presented in the non-red line form in the packet. So there's a red line form that shows the difference from the origination when it initially showed up in the October 25th meeting minutes, and you can see the, basically the black version is what I'm proposing. Clean version is what is described as in the meeting minutes. Is there any confusion in what we're talking about? So, is there a
second?
I'll second it.
Discussion?
Chair?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I would also like my comments posted into the meeting minutes today. I would be happy to have discussion about any of the topics on this agenda when all board members were present. I feel no reason to have discussion when we would have to go back and rediscuss it again. That's why I didn't remain in the room and I stepped out. So these meeting minutes in tab 1 for October 25th, there's a theme going on here. While I agree that, get to the red line version. The portion about the executive session is a good addition to these meeting minutes. The rest of the addition that are red line are nothing more than editorials. They're a magnificent work of fiction. They are self-serving, and I think that we should remove those entirely from this version of October 25.
Any further discussion?
The only discussion, not to go back and forth, Chair, I was hoping we could take the vote after this in the interest of time, is that I'm happy to stand by I wish we could maybe, because of people's putting negative connotations to meeting minutes, we need to start putting meeting times by recordings so people can refer to these specific paragraphs if there's any disagreement in the future is what I'd recommend. But we can address that in future policies because I stand by these are not fiction. These are, I feel, important parts that are, you can see that they're grouped in there. So
Are they actions taken by the board?
looking forward to the vote. He was not ready.
Chair Wagner?
Interest of time, Chair.
The information I had is what we had, there was 2 things. One, actions taken by the board, and you and I actually went over that
Yeah.
in detail.
Yes.
And then some supporting information, but very little. And then if there were presentations, then that's a different topic. And so that's the information I had got and direction I had gotten from ACCT.
And if you look at those.
And I had gone over these minutes myself for October and found them to be accurate.
Chair?
Go ahead.
Meeting minutes are a record of what was discussed, not the discussion. On page 3, all of this red line is discussion, not a record of discussion. So this is just diatribe. It's not going to be a legal document in the way that I think somebody is trying to make it.
So, Chair, we basically asked that question over each of these paragraphs, and if there was informational items that basically made sense, because like a report was made before and then actions were taken later, so those actions later wouldn't basically, to help people, like not to, in context of those actions, this information needed to be kept in. So,
Right. I went through all of them today, too, to see if the content was correct, and I agreed with what was there.
This content may not be false in itself, but it's
are you
omitting
going to get
other
a hold of the
things.
meeting, Chair?
It's omitting a
You can
lot,
be
and so it's
recognized.
giving the wrong impression as to what the actual discussion was about. It'd be better to remove it and just note that this discussion topic and the results of the discussion. Again, not the actual discussion. It's certainly not a timestamp.
Well, is there any further discussion? Let's go ahead and have a roll call vote.
No.
Terry?
Can you speak into the mic?
No.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
Chair, if I may be recognized,
Yes, go ahead.
I make a motion to approve tab 2 as presented in the non-red line form.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Any discussion? No discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Just keep doing those. Go ahead.
No.
Trustee Zimmerman?
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, because I've gone over all these too.
Chair, if I may be recognized,
Yes, go ahead.
make a motion to approve tab 3 as presented in non-red line form.
Do we have a second?
I will second that.
Chair Wagner?
Discussion, go ahead. Trustee Zimmerman?
Again, I have exception with these meeting minutes. This is more of a discussion. It's obviously self-serving. If you look at the flavor of what these are and you compare them to the other two, this one has the discussion in some places where and then it doesn't have it in other places. It's not following, there's nothing consistent here. This is somebody's personal agenda, or maybe a couple of people's personal agenda to affect something that they think is a legal document. I would like this in the meeting minutes, please, whatever I'm saying, thank you. And again, this is discussion, it's supposed to not be the actual discussion, just what was discussed.
Chair, just a point of clarification.
Go ahead.
Are we allowed to request all of our discussion verbiage to be put into the meeting minutes as just a narrative? Because that's not following, like, what we're trying to do.
If it's limited, yes.
Well,
we are.
it's 2 for 2 so far. So,
Right.
okay. Chair, if I may be recognized.
Go ahead.
Okay, this was a 15-minute meeting. The other meetings were, I feel like we averaged over 3 hours. So we're going from a page and a half down to about a generous half of a page. So that's all I have to say. I feel like this is more representing a brief meeting. And if people want to observe the discussion, like people are trying to read into the minutes right now, they can go to the meeting and it's recorded.
My own comments are that I went through them all and felt that they were appropriate from a format standpoint. I'm not suggesting they're perfect. It's a learning experience for all of us, and but I support what's here. Any other discussion?
I'll just say that it should be consistent. If you find these to be favorable, agreeable, what your target is, then the others should follow the same, and they're not.
Mr. Chair, sir,
Go ahead, Trustee Banducci.
are we not as trustees supposed to ask to be recognized and then wait until we're recognized before we speak? Now, if that's the decorum and the process and the procedure that we're going to follow, I would ask that all the trustees please do that.
Do you have any other comments, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, so,
We're ready to vote, I believe.
yeah, call for the vote. We'll do a roll call vote again. Trustee
No.
Zimmerman.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
Chair, if I could be recognized.
Hang on. The motion passes 3-2. And also for the previous one, too. Please note that. Okay, so
Tab 4.
you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I make a motion to approve tab 4 as presented in the non-red line form.
Do we have a second?
I will second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. Trustee
No.
Oracle. Trustee Zimmerman.
Nay.
Trustee McKenzie.
Aye.
Trustee Banducci.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Chair votes aye, motion passes.
Chair, if I could be recognized.
Yes, you're recognized.
I make a motion to approve tab 5 as presented in non-red line form.
I'll
Do we have a
second
second?
that. I will second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for a roll call vote.
No.
Trustee Zimmerman,
Nay.
Trustee McKenzie,
Aye.
Trustee Banducci.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. It's 3-2, motion passes. Okay, so that's the minutes. We're moving on to tab 6. And there were some red lines from last time. Does anyone want to make a motion
Chair.
on this?
I have a motion with a minor edit, so I'm open.
Go ahead.
I would like to respect different opinions and strive for common solutions, is how I'd like that to read.
Okay, and
I think that's easy enough. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 5, fifth, whereas we pledge our commitment to respect different opinions and strive for common solutions by inviting and considering different perspectives, allowing space for ideas to be expressed, opposed, and clarified in a constructive manner.
and,
And then there's an and, yes.
No, he's asking you to repeat it.
so you're ending it right at manner, right?
Well, the and is left in there to keep going into the other whereases. So,
Right, okay, yeah, I get it.
so then the whereas is, whereas we pledge our commitment to respect different opinions and strive for common solutions. I think that's important because I'm hearing a lot of no, or I'm not saying, I feel if we could get to model for everybody, just instead of a no, but how about this, and offering solutions, I think that would be good for the college to strive for common solutions. So,
Ask her to read it back so we make sure that it's in the.
Okay. Susie, could you read it back to make sure we've got it?
Whereas we pledge our commitment to respect different opinions and strive for common solutions by inviting and considering different perspectives, allowing space for ideas to be expressed, opposed, and clarified in a constructive manner.
Sound good?
sounds great, thank you. So I make
Okay.
a motion to approve this civility resolution as amended.
Do I have a second? I'll second it. Any comments?
Mr. Chairman, under discussion,
Yes.
I will not sign this resolution. A couple meetings ago, Trustee Banducci referred to me as a jackass, and he referred to comments of a citizen as idiocy. And I don't see where signing a policy for civility is going to stop that kind of behavior. Okay?
I think we need to have the policy, the resolution, it's not a policy, but a resolution, so that we can go ahead and continue improving. I'm seeing some improvement, not in others, and we need to make sure we get that taken care of, and one of the ways to do that is to put this resolution in place.
Chair.
Go ahead.
We started working on this civility resolution a very long time ago. And at the time and throughout that time, I thought it was a very good idea. And I was very hopeful that the process of doing this and putting it forth to the other trustees and for the community to see and the commission, I was very hopeful that something very good would come out of it. The last couple of meetings, the things that Trustee Corkle brought forth, in addition to some other experiences that I've had on this board, I'm not sure any longer that a resolution is really what we need. And I'm not sure exactly what we need, but I'm not sure a resolution would do it. And so I'm no longer interested in voting to support this resolution at this moment. It may someday in the future, but as it currently stands, I do not.
Okay, any further discussion?
I just have a question for the whole board, Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I just have a fellow question for my fellow trustees. So if not this resolution, what then? As in, if it's just a no now, then is there any alternative ideas that come to mind? Hopefully you've come prepared for this board meeting to, and I just want to say that when any of us violate the principles in these whereases, it's a piece of paper that we can pull out and actually read it to each other, maybe at the following board meeting, to basically be specific on the following censors if need be.
In terms of expectations,
In terms of expectations.
I see Trustee Banducci. You want to comment?
I do. Life is full of ironies. I also do not support this, but for a very different reason. I see it as just another weapon to try to be used, same as the board conduct policy, by those that prefer lawfare and twisting the rules in their favor when it's convenient, mostly to try to silence Trustee McKenzie and myself from speaking, because we do speak. The beauty part of the other side that would like to silence us is that Trustee Zimmerman almost says nothing unless it's been scripted for her, and Trustee Corkle hardly says, almost says nothing anyway.
Let's not talk, we need to.
So it's kind of an interesting thing that they're now against it, surprisingly. But hey, again, we have ill-defined terms or undefined terms that would be used in some sort of weaponed way. Same as, again, the board conduct policy with feeble complaints lodged by people that are nonsensical and a real
Okay.
stretch to the whole process. So to have this just puts another thing in place that, we don't need it, wouldn't have been appropriate, so it's kind of ironic that who's opposing it now. So I have to just chuckle at that, so.
Okay, well, let's go on here. We need to be positive. Are there any comments?
Yes, Chair.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute, let me find my script here.
It's on your phone, maybe, check.
Cute.
Yeah, hey.
So,
not have the
you
floor,
know,
sir.
this, we have a policy. So the resolution is an added layer that's really not necessary, although it would be good to sign it, and I would like to sign it, but as it stands, I don't feel that the other trustees to my right who would agree to it, I don't feel there's any sincerity, and I don't believe it would be genuine. So when I feel, and I have actions that show that there is sincerity towards civility, I'm all for it and I'll sign it.
Chair, if I could just clarify, does
Let's
you say actions, I'm just wondering if that's voting a certain way or what?
Let's cut off the
Behavior.
what we have today let's go ahead and have a vote and go on, okay, to the next step.
Amendment might be in order for the
What?
date at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need to, Susie, we do need at the bottom to update the date.
Yes, I've got a note to that already.
Okay, so let's have a roll call vote.
No?
Zimmerman,
Nay.
McKenzie,
I'm going to vote yes.
Nay.
and the chair votes aye, but it fails 3-2. So we'll look at maybe later doing this, but not now. Okay.
If it ever does come before the board, I do request that my "and strive for common solutions" be added to it in future text.
Right. Susie, did you get that? Okay, good, thank you.
And maybe that even be reflected in the meeting minutes, that was added to it as an addendum, just so people, when the motion that failed, knows what was added.
Okay. Let's go on to tab 7. Then, plan for achieving goals for 2023, 2024. As I mentioned in here, we've been working with ACCT to create basic documents such as goals for the president and board with the guidance of ACCT. So this is the last thing in that series of documents that we're working on. Okay, so do I have a motion regarding this?
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept the plan for achieving both board goal, goals.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Discussion? Banducci?
Mr. Chair, one small edit on page 1, under Goal 2, on the right-hand box, it says, "Board members will graduation ceremonies." I think we need to just add the word "attend" there, just a.
Yeah, I had that written in too.
Just a minor thing.
So, Susie, did you get that? Yeah, attend. Okay, any further discussion? No? Okay. Roll call vote?
Mr. Chair?
Oh, go, excuse me.
Sorry. Do we need to ask Trustee Corkle to rephrase his motion, that he makes the motion with the small correction?
So moved with the correction that you mentioned.
Okay. So, roll call vote?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Just for clarifying, Terry, you seconded the withdrawn motion that was remade, that was amended?
No,
We just-
nobody seconded, actually.
Nobody
So
seconded.
I will second it.
Okay. Thank you.
Then you probably should start with the vote again after the second.
Yeah, probably need to read.
Start.
Yeah, we probably should vote again. Sorry.
Aye.
Follow the process. Trustee Zimmerman?
Aye.
Trustee McKenzie?
You can skip me for this one for a second.
Okay.
Go to Todd.
Trustee Banducci? You said aye?
I missed one of the corrections, though.
Okay.
Small one. It's no big deal.
Trustee
What?
McKenzie?
Well, let's fix it.
It's,
Look, I'm willing to show up.
They can be corrected later. I mean, that's,
yeah,
the
it's,
basic plan is there, if there's some.
it is. It's just adding an S actually on a word. So I'll vote aye, and we can fix it, I think.
Okay. You're still looking through it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
While you're looking, Chair, may I just say real quick? Oh, God, we're in the vote. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the vote, so
Yeah,
I
I'll
better
hold
not
on.
do that.
yeah, is discussion over?
Yes,
Yes.
and we're voting.
I mean, I wish I could, I gotta vote nay.
Okay.
I mean, because trustees will meet with the president each, I mean, like, if we're not called, how are we supposed to do that? I mean, I guess we.
It
can
doesn't say
hold-
how, it just says it needs to be done.
I guess we're committing to holding up our end of the bargain, right?
Right.
Okay, so,
Well, I mean, we're in the vote, so,
we have to.
Have you recorded your vote?
If this is just about our end of the bargain, I'm willing to do this part, then sure, aye.
aye. Chair votes aye,
It's 5-0.
5-0. And then we're done with that section of what we need to do.
Hey, Mike, Mr.
Go
Chair.
ahead.
It's a small thing. Page 2 at the bottom, far right box, under board responsibilities. Susie, I think it needs an S for board members.
I assume we don't need another vote for that.
No, you're okay, page 2. Yes, ma'am. Bottom right-hand side, bottom right-hand box, where it says board responsibilities. A very small thing. All right, thank you.
I think that's probably throughout. We need to go back and look, because I see a couple others, so we'll just go back and,
Scrivener's errors?
Look at-
Scrivener's errors?
Goodness errors, okay. Any further information? Okay, let's see.
that's it?
That's it. So we're ready to adjourn, correct? Let's adjourn.